That has always bothered the Pacers here when the Celtics come in, of course since Larry Bird joined the club, is that there are generally more people in here rooting for the Pacers than are rooting for the Celtics rather than are rooting for the Pacers.
Well, obviously, Larry's from down the road and brings a few people in the turnstiles, although before the January game, he had never really played up to his expectations. I think he had 32 in that one and then followed that up with 23 in the February win here. But they haven't seen vintage Bird here, although
I think in that game they did. There's Jack McKinney, the head coach of the Pacers. In that game where the Celtics were down, Bird single-handedly virtually brought them back in that fourth quarter.
No, as we said, they were down as much as 19, and frankly, Indiana deserved to win that particular game. Celtics played defense for the last 8 minutes of the game and literally took the ball away from them about every time down floor. Bird did a heck of a job on the boards, although the Pacers out-rebounded them in that particular game. There's the starting lineup.
Moved into the starting lineup for Indiana over the last several weeks, joining Jerry Sichting at guard, Herb Williams at center, and Clark Kellogg, and of course George Johnson as the forwards. The Pacers are 18-53, and they're in a battle for the worst record in the NBA, or the worst record in the Eastern Conference anyway, and a shot at the #1 pick in the league. The Celtics, our referees right there on the left is Joe Crawford, and nearest to us is Paul McHale. Celtics are 48-22. They are 3-0 against Indiana as you look at Bill Fitch talking to the troops just before the game starts. Celtics have beaten the Pacers 3 times this season in 3 games. The Celtics are 4 games ahead of both New Jersey and Milwaukee in the loss column in the battle for the second best record in the Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference, which of course would mean home court advantage against anyone with the exception of Philadelphia if they got to meet those clubs in the playoffs. Celtics come in averaging 112 points a game, allowing 106, and that's higher than their average of a year ago, Kuz, defensively. People are scoring more points on them. Indiana averaging 108 and their opposition 114. The Celtics, better rebounding team, they're averaging 46.5, Indiana 43.5.
Generally, if a team is having problems, it does manifest itself in the defensive end, obviously, as opposed to the offensive end. Even if they've got problems, they still want to put the ball up to the basket, so the offense doesn't suffer as much as the D.
All right, Herb Williams and Robert Parish to jump center. Larry Bird takes it from Parish, and the Celtics control the ball to start it off.
Robert Parish, very difficult matchup for this team. Even when Clement Johnson was here, who was a defensive specialist, he had trouble with Robert Williams, who was a power forward by nature and design, I guess, but has to be playing center, as normally has a great deal of trouble with Robert.
They are a little hold up in play here as you saw Cedric Maxwell miss the first shot of the ball game, but you notice, Bob, the Indiana defensive posture, they were pushing the Celtics way out. Defensively, the Celtics didn't have anyone within 5-6 feet of the basket right away. Well, and of course, Maxwell's able to get in, but I wonder if they're going to be pushing hard defensively early here.
Let's see where they pick up. If Indiana comes out with any degree of intensity on defense, as I say, they can put it in the hole pretty well, especially this kid with the ball now. Kellogg put on a tremendous demonstration here in January. He scored 32 and was a tiger off the backboards.
Billy Knight on the miss. He scored 41 points a couple of weeks ago. Off to Danny Ainge on the Parish rebound. No score. We've played less than a minute so far. Larry Bird in low to Parish. Pick and roll, 2.
Outstanding. That's classic pick and roll, too. A little lack of communication on the part of the defense. The man guarding Parish has got to step out and help, but as soon as Parish releases, he's got to either go with him or switch.
Knight almost caused to travel by Ainge's defense. The double pump jumper by Herb Williams ties the game at 2.
That's Williams' shot. He doesn't create a shot for himself very well with his back to the basket, but facing, he is a threat. He can put it to the floor a little bit, and he'll hit that 15-footer on you.
Well, and I'll tell you, if they ended up with Sampson, had him in the middle with Williams and Kellogg as the forwards, that would be a mighty tough group. In low to Max on the inbounds play, but Joe Crawford has called a foul on Indiana's George Johnson. That is the first foul of the ball game, and Larry Bird will put it in play right out in front of us. 2-2 the score, 10:50 to go first quarter.
Johnson's a shooter, not that strong defensively, so I would think they'll try to go into Max and have him exploit that weakness.
This time the foul is on George Johnson.
Now he gets a little lazy defensively, as you've seen. He's giving Max the position, although Max is just assuming it here. You can see he's playing behind him, and as you well know by now, you don't want to do that to the man who's trying to establish an inside position.
So 2 quick fouls on George Johnson of Indiana. It's tied at 2-2. Maxwell sweeping in for the running hook, doesn't get it. And Billy Knight at 6'7", playing the guard position for Indiana, brings it up. He can really fill the hole if he's hot.
Knight has given this team trouble.
Steal by Bird. Bird coming in with 141 steals, leading the team on the... Oh, beautiful work. Bird to Buckner to Bird, 2.
Outstanding, good judgment on the part of Quint Buckner, giving the sugar back to the man who created the turnover, Larry Bird, as you can see. Flips off. Buckner knows Bird deserves it, and he gets it right back to him.
4-2 Celtics. The Knight takes it inside against the trees and scores. Nice move by Billy Knight. 4-4. Max back with it. The Celtics push it up quickly.
Well, Knight can do a Maxwell Rubberman imitation from time to time.
Parish, the rebound off the Bird missed shot. Robert gets Williams in the air. The shot doesn't go, but he draws the foul on Herb Williams. Number 3 on Indiana as a team here in the opening minute of play. This is the former Syracuse star, Marty Burns. 6'7", 220-pounder, and he replaces George Johnson, who played at St. John's at 6'7" and 225.
Well, Marty was a free agent, first-round pick in '78, but he hasn't functioned up to that standard, really. He's played with 4 or 5 teams. Phoenix drafted him, Utah, Lakers, Mavericks, went down to the CBA for a while, so he graduated in '78. He's kept his bags packed, I guess.
A lot of stickers on the travel bag.
Pretty good shooter, good smart player. His problem is lack of speed, by the way, and height to a degree for the position he plays.
6-4 Celtics leading on Robert Parish's 2 free throws. Clark Kellogg the miss, and the rebound kept alive by Ainge, and Parish picks it off. Buckner for the Celtics. Now Ainge and Bird. Larry to Danny Ainge on the cut. I'll tell you, was that a pretty pass?
That's outstanding. Yep.
Nice movement without the ball by Ainge, too.
We've often said it really pays dividends to fake if you're passing no man under pressure. That time Bird faked, and it allowed the defense to overplay, and it also allowed Ainge, to go to the basket and have that pass and basket made.
8-4, the Celtics are leading. Billy Knight on the baseline being double-teamed, but he squeezes it off anyway. The basket goes just as the 24-second buzzer goes off. So it is 8-6 Boston with 8.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Bird now has Marty Burns on him, and that's a real tough matchup for Burns. Oh, nice pass low to Parish. And the Celtics are off to a pretty fast start here, leading 10-6. They off to a faster start than they were in Saturday's game at Chicago. It's Jerry Sichting, who played at Purdue. Knight, the basket does not go. He is fouled by Danny Ainge. So Billy Knight will go to the foul line. 84.6% foul shooter, who spent some time with the Celtics a couple of years back. Always been a great scorer. This season he's averaging nearly 17 points a game. His high has been 41. There's Knight, 8 years as a pro basketball player. Started here with the Pacers in the ABA. Played at Pitt. One more shot for Billy Knight. Celtics leading at 10-6. 8:06 to go in the first quarter. 10-7 ball game. Buckner pushing it back for the Celtics with Sichting on him. Parish with a giant step misses the shot.
Indiana running much more than they normally do against the Celtics. You generally like to... Williams.
There's Williams again from outside, facing up on the hoop and doing a good job.
A little past his range, but the big guy's developing that shot. Buckner gets a
finger in the eye.
Yeah.
Quickly calls a 20-second timeout as Buckner got poked in the eye.
Yeah, normally Jack McKinney, as they say, prefers not to get into a running game against Boston, even here at home, for a lot of obvious reasons. The game in January we referred to, however, they came out and brought it to the Celtics. There's Buckner with kind of a delayed reaction to a finger in the eye. Looked like Jerry Sichting got him on the way down. Yeah, he just doesn't feel he can go to the mat with the Celtics in a 94-foot game. So and they do run their half-court offense very effectively.
Buckner is coming out after getting jammed in the eye, and Gerald Henderson will replace him for the Celtics.
And Ainge.
7:33 to go in the first quarter. Your score is the Celtics 10 and Indiana 9. All right, the Celtics will put it in play with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Bird to Gerald Henderson. Very high to Parish.
Williams really overplaying Parish with the ball, or without for that matter. He wants to keep him as far away from the basket as possible, but boy, I'll tell you, the center should not try to help out on the guard. It's okay in reverse. You see the guards dropping down and giving the center fits when he gets the ball, but you shouldn't. There you see Williams just wasting a foul, and since there isn't much of a backup center on this team, Williams obviously does not want to get himself in early foul trouble.
That's his second personal foul, the fourth on Indiana as a team. We've only played 4.5 minutes, so Indiana could be over the limit very quickly. Gerald making 1 out of the 2, 11-9 Celtics. Sichting back for Indiana. They list him at 6 foot and 1/2 inch. Maybe on tiptoes.
Giving Ainge some help on night.
Byrne from deep, and the rebound to Ainge.
Evidently he stepped out of bounds. Joe Crawford is on the play after getting the rebound. Yeah, Bird dropped down and doubled on Billy Knight, who was being guarded by Ainge. So evidently they want to give whoever's guarding Knight a little help. Again, you see Bird.
They get it in low. Parish partially blocks it. Gets it ahead to Bird in the middle to Ainge on the wing. Pull up. 2. 13-9 Celtics. 6:46 first quarter. Sichting with some mild pressure from Henderson. He was the reserve playmaker a year ago when Don Busey was here.
He was second-round draft choice, or fourth-round draft choice. He's turned out to be a pretty good one under those circumstances. Ainge continues to hit that outside shot well.
Henderson on the pull-up, bank shot, misses it. Parish, the rebound, 2. Oh, I tell you. Nice offensive rebound work by Robert Parish. He was out-positioned by Herb Williams. Foul is on Gerald Henderson. That will be the Celtics' first team foul of the ball game. There's a timeout taken with 6:19 to play in the first quarter, and our scores: the Celtics 19 and Celtics 15, Indiana 9. I can't stand this. I cannot look at this. I don't want to look. Ooh. Nice looking girl too. That's the number of a cardiologist in case you need it later on in the game because of all this activity.
They foul on the play just before the timeout committed by Gerald Henderson. His first, the second on Boston.
10 seconds, stand by. 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, Mike and cue.
Pacers putting the ball in play. Billy Knight to Herb Williams. The Celtics leading 15-9. 6:16 left here in the first quarter. Sichting and now Marty Burns for the Pacers. Herb Williams or Clark Kellogg. Sichting nearly
working on a D, as you can see. They're playing pretty good deny at this point, making it very difficult to get off a good shot. That was a broken play opportunity that exhausted the options, and Williams just floated off to the left and made about a 16-footer on Parish.
Maxwell, they're trying to take it into Williams. Parish with the jump hook, no. Knight the rebound.
Robert continues to get pretty much what he wants on that Williams matchup.
Offensively, Williams doing a pretty good job at the other end. Gets the offensive board, muscles in for a stuff.
I'll tell you what, that is a basket well earned. Kid did a hell of a job that time.
Yep.
Wow, took it to Robert twice and then went and got his own rebound and did it again.
There's Clark Kellogg with a rebound of the missed Henderson shot. And the Pacers can tie it up here with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the quarter. They do not. Parish takes the board. Ainge ahead to Henderson. Gerald saves it. Gets it to Bird. 2. Well done by Gerald Henderson.
Good job chasing it down, saving it, and then leading Larry to the basket with it. Plus, when you get Bird in that close, it doesn't really matter who's guarding him. He's going to get that shot up there and probably make it. Uses his body extremely well. Williams taking Parish outside.
Williams, excellent shooter facing up to the hoop. And not too bad on the baseline either. Williams off to a heck of a start. He's got 10 points.
10 points. Again, got most of them facing the basket, but that was a little semi-half hook. He's not supposed to have that shot. You know that, Herb? Don't shoot that again.
He's 5 out of 6, got 10 points, averaging 17 a game. 3-second violation is called on the Celtics. Williams is 6'11", 240, averaging 17 points a game, 7.7 rebounds.
There it is. Robert again backs him in there and he's got the good position, but he just took a little too long to get untracked and make his move.
Now Williams sits down, and Brad Branson at 6'10", his second year in the NBA from SMU, was into the ball game. Sichting from way outside ties the game at 17. Celtics had led right from the very beginning.
I'll tell you what, Indiana. There's that fake, by the way, on the overplay we were talking about, kids. Very effective and good thing to do. If you're trying to pass to a man, Henderson from out, who's being overplayed, just one fake generally will tell you the type of pass to make, and it also tells the man you're trying to pass to what to do, depending on what the defense does on his reaction.
Kellogg from outside ties it at 19. Bird, full court pass, overthrows Maxwell by a couple of yards. Celtics tried the sneak away, which they'll try once or twice a game, but this time it didn't work. Indiana will put the ball in play under the Celtics hoop. Now they've got a chance to go ahead for the first time in the game. 3:31 to play first quarter.
I would think that Boston would want to continue to go into Robert Parish on the Branson matchup. I haven't seen that kid play, but Cleveland let him go, and that should tell us enough.
Goes hard to the hoop and does not put his team ahead. Well, he took the ball to the hole pretty good.
Move, absolutely.
Ainge kicking it low to Parish, and we're going to get a foul on Branson. That'll put Robert Parish at the foul line, as it is the 5th team foul in Indiana. Branson's first.
His first. 5 Indiana.
I'll tell you what, Indiana, and I'm sure you've noticed by now, is not playing like they're in the Ralph Sampson sweepstakes.
No, they're not. They're playing
come
hard.
Out here to play and win the game, I would say.
Parish with 2 free throws. The Celtics lead at 20-19.
Shoot one shot.
So take that, Tank McNamara.
That's 1 out of the 2. Branson to Sichting. And now Kellogg. Or did he blow in there? This is the shot.
Well, I'll tell you, he did all the work and then got careless on the layup.
By Max, little behind the back action. He gets the return pass, double pump fake, and doesn't get it. Parish, the rebound, jump ball between Robert Parish and Clark Kellogg.
tell you, Kellogg is tough. Giving up a few inches to Robert, but he hung on for dear life there and got himself a jump ball out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
As Max's move through the middle, trying to get Branson up off his feet, finally does. And that leaves Kellogg on Parish, but two big guys come down with it.
20-19, the Celtics leading, 2:48 to go, first quarter.
Clear for 140. You guys having a good time down?
Oh, hey, time of my life. The time of my life I'm having right now. Right here now.
Oh, everybody. You're kidding me?
Yeah, I did, and I gave him hell.
They're flying Sam Nassi in from the coast to talk with him at halftime. You kidding me? Oh, yeah. No, boy, I'll tell you.
No, I said,
he got everyone's attention. Nobody screws with my partner.
I said to the kid, hey, you know, if the pass says I can't go somewhere, then I don't go there. But why doesn't it say I can't go there?
Didn't have a little red dot.
Yeah, he didn't have a little red dot. I said, what the hell do I know from red dots? I mean, you know.
That security guard is going to be running the night shift in French Lick tomorrow, Donald.
Absolutely.
I got Brian McIntyre on the phone out here now.
Tell him to bug off. I want to talk to the big guy.
All right.
Get the commish out of those negotiations right now, Donald. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so far, I'm having one hell of a time.
Living up to your expectations.
Oh.
the Knockdown Sprinters.
Stand by. 10 seconds.
Jump ball.
Cheer up, Donald.
5, 4.
Robert Parish, Boston, Mark Kellogg for your picture.
So far, the Celtics shooting 44% from the floor as Parish wins the jump with Kellogg. Pacers shooting 50%. Celtics are 13 rebounds to 8 for Indiana here in the early going. 2.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Henderson in the lane for 2.
Oh, boy. Does he do that nicely?
Oh, he sure does.
He knew he had an inch or two on Sichting and just backed him in there until he got him low enough to simply jump over him.
Billy Knight, high off the glass.
I'll tell you.
22-21. Celtics by a point.
Well, Billy watched Gerald do it and figured, hey, that works pretty good. Let me give that a shot.
Bird tried to kick the jump pass into Parish, but an ill-advised one because Branson was right in front of him. Sichting, Indiana leads, first time in the game.
You don't see Larry Bird do that often, get fooled by that defensive drop there on the pick and roll play, although it worked to open the game, and I think Branson fooled him getting back in position that quickly.
Parish puts the Celtics back ahead at 24-23, down to 1:45 to go in the quarter.
9 points for Robert now, leading the team.
All right, this is Marty Burns. Parish goes for the steal. Branson now Burns from way outside. Parish, another rebound. Hey, he's got a bushel of them. Bird, bullet pass to Maxwell. No basket. Called for traveling. Oh, I tell you, Bird hit Maxwell with a fastball right down the pipe as he was cutting.
Right, a little too anxious to get up there and don't do it. Forgot he had to take a dribble.
Kevin McHale comes in for the Celtics, and he replaces Cedric Maxwell.
For the Celtics, number 32, Kevin McHale.
Now the Celtics with a decided rebounding advantage here in the first quarter.
Have been exploiting it, by the way. They're 5 or 6 up in the early going.
Sichting again puts Indiana ahead. Difference so far, Kuz, with Indiana leading. Off the backboard, McHale couldn't get a shot up. Although the Pacers are leading and shooting well, all of their shots are coming from outside, except for that one, which is missed.
Billy Knight
does a great job to get the rebound.
Outstanding play by Billy Knight.
He was sandwiched between McHale and Parish, and he did the job. And McHale is flexing his left arm as if he got whacked on the elbow. Indiana leads by 3 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Parish trying to take it inside, has it ripped away by Sichting.
Parish not picking up the double team quickly enough. He knows he's going to get it. Every team in the league does it. You either have to make a quick move to the basket or flip it out to whoever's being left. That time the strong guard.
Branson travels with it with 21 seconds to go in the quarter.
That's what happens when those big guys get too cute. That distance from the basket.
Celtics back.
Don't always coordinate with the hands.
We have 15 seconds to go in the quarter as the Celtics play it down for the best shot here. Trailing by 3, 27-24. Bird, after faking, fires it up and will go to the line for 2. Yeah, he's so good at drawing that foul.
Yeah. I tell you, especially when he gets somebody in off the bench. Here's Burns giving him a lot of room as it is, which is a mistake. If you're going to give that room, then you got to give up the shot. In other words, don't go from the fake from 15 feet off a guy because, you know, a smart player like Bird, that's exactly what's going to happen. One or the other. Either play in tight and foul him, you know, on the attempt at a drive, or else give him the room and theoretically give him the outside shot.
Can't notice it in this shot, but Bird stands about 6 inches behind the foul line when he takes his foul shot. He doesn't put his toe right up on it like most players do.
Well, he likes to give him a little bit of a handicap.
Knight backs. Tell you what, Knight put on a great one-on-one show to go down and try for the final hoop. So we've come to the end of the first quarter. Indiana finishing with a flurry. It is the Pacers 27, the Celtics 26.
Clear for minute 15.
See, they don't want me to read it during action. So
Yeah, right, we know that. I'll try at the end of this one if we can.
I'll try if I damn well please, all right? All right. I'm going to be another what's his name?
Donald,
Roger.
Get that guard over here. He'll take care of him.
That guard comes over here, I'll give him a slap. I'll tell him I'm from New Bedford. That'll shake him up.
I'm Big Dan from New Bedford.
Don, you got any towels in there?
And get out of the way because I don't know how big this may become.
30 here, Mike's.
Don, you got any towels back in there?
You spilled your Coke again?
No, Kuz is salivating over a couple of the well-endowed cheerleaders.
Only one.
10 here, Mike.
One with a couple.
Hello.
5. Mike Hughes all 1.
Gil Santos and Bob Cousy at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Pacers lead the Celtics 27-26 as we begin to start the second quarter. This telecast is brought to you by authority of the Boston Celtics and WBZ TV Sports. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics Basketball Club and WBZ TV is prohibited. Bob, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Well, as expected, Indiana has not thrown in the towel, despite all the talk around the country about the Ralph Sampson sweepstakes. They've given the Celtics all they could handle, and it was a well-played first quarter.
Yes.
Both teams dug in well defensively, did not throw the ball away, and both had, I would say, shooting well over their season's average from the field.
All right, change up in the guard positions for Indiana. John Deeren and Butch Carter are now the guards. Herb Williams back at center with Russ Shaney at one of the forwards. And the missed shot there by George Johnson. Celtics come down. McHale ahead of the field. Good pass. Shot blocked by Williams and out of bounds.
Shaney is the second-round draft choice for Philadelphia this year. Came over in a Clement Johnson situation.
Along with the Phillies number 1. Ainge from outside. The miss. Rebound deep to Butch Carter. Former Indiana star.
Carter has hurt the Celtics this year. He's a pretty good shooter.
This is Shaney, who the second-round pick from Tennessee, Chattanooga. Pretty good-looking player, too. Carter, nice move into the hoop. Misses the shot. Rebound. Parish. Tell you what, the Celtics are out rebounding Indiana, but they're working hard for it. Try the alley-oop to McHale, which did not work. Indiana still leading by a point. George Johnson, a reverse. Oh, wow. Outstanding move by George Johnson. Watch this one. 6'7" kid from St. John's.
Take a peek. Takes it up. Does the turtle trick. Goes completely under the basket. Picks up the foul. And still gets himself two. Not too shabby. Good move by George Johnson.
First personal foul on Robert Parish. Johnson. Misses the shot. I was going to say that ball should have been live. Lane violation called against Indiana. So the Celtics come down trailing by 3. This is the biggest Indiana lead, 29-26. Celtics' biggest lead early in this game has been 4. Henderson with Parish in the middle. George Johnson is guarding Bird. Foul's called on Herb Williams. That's his 3rd.
Well, another bad foul in terms of Williams. We saw him grab the guard going through in the first quarter, and now, you know, you've got to learn to lean on each other. You can lean and push, but
spectacular move by Ainge.
But any obvious motion is going to be picked up when you get 2 big guys like that struggling for position in there.
Duran, the former Georgetown player, and now Carter. Johnson gets Bird in the air with the same type of little maneuver that Larry likes to use, and the foul is called on Larry Bird. Now Brad Branson comes back in for Indiana, replacing Herb Williams, who has 3 personal fouls.
Yeah, obviously Jack McKinney would prefer to keep Herb Williams in the ball game, and again, you know, he has picked up two cheap fouls that normally you would like to try to avoid.
Johnson getting the first of the free throw. And he gets them both. Oh, it's 31-28 Indiana. Celtics down trailing by 3. Ainge trying to go the baseline, but it was blocked off. Now Bird on the baseline for 2. 31-30 Pacers. Johnson downtown.
Got to find him early. He's a shooter, as we pointed out in the first quarter. He does that well. Parish trying to beat the field, but
nice play by Branson.
Yes, sir. The field is getting back. Well, Branson's working at it. I think I may have to take back what I said about getting left go from Cleveland. No, he doesn't.
Ainge, 18-footer, buries it. Shaney is a big kid, 6'10". Shaney, a pretty good outside shooter, too, as you notice. Pacers doing the job here early, leading 35-32. Henderson all the way back. Traveling is the call by Paul McHale.
Well, okay. Indiana running well with Boston so far in the game.
Parish with 11, Williams with 10 for Indiana. George Carter from outside, and the Pacers lead by 5, 37-32. Pacers shooting percentage is pretty slick right now. Butch Carter. Parish with a little jump hook, doesn't get it, and Branson muscles the rebound. Here's Butch.
I'll tell you, it's hard to believe, based on what we've seen of this team, that they've only won 18 games.
It is, yeah.
They play extremely well.
Celtics
every time we see them.
Looking for a timeout. Don't get it. Parish, the rebound, lays it in. Bill Fitch was up calling for a timeout, and no one called it. Well, it's 39-34. The steal by Henderson. Got Bird ahead of the pack.
Super.
2 for Bird.
Ainge turned him, and Henderson came in from the blind side. Odds have to coordinate that move.
39-36 as the Celtics get a couple of quick hoops back. Down now by 3. They had fallen behind by 7. Butch Carter throws it away. And a couple of quick turnovers by Indiana. Now Scott Wedman into the game for the Celtics. And he will replace Larry Bird. Henderson to put the ball in play for the Celtics. Trailing by 3. But as you were saying, Kuz, these Pacers have played very well against the Celtics the 2 times we've been down here. Wedman saves it. Gerald, now Wedman. Rebound Parish. In and out. Branson working hard. Henderson is called for a foul on Butch Carter, and Carter will put the ball in play. Quinn Buckner back in for the Celtics. He'll replace Henderson.
But Parish continues to do an outstanding job off the offensive board. Branson, pretty good job himself. Gerald, who does so well, kind of hiding in the bushes and anticipating those passes, especially by the big men. where he can use his quickness against sometimes their awkwardness.
All right, Branson back for Indiana. Now Shaney, and he hits it.
Well, never saw him do that with Philadelphia. He's never played very much with Philadelphia.
Shaney, since coming here, is
shows some pretty good movement, doesn't it?
Averaging 8 points a game for them. McHale trying to post up. Shaney does not hit the turnaround, and George Johnson quickly gets the ball in the middle to Butch Carter. Duran, who is not a shooter. Carter, who is, has it stripped by Ainge. 13 seconds on the shot clock for the Pacers.
They're not that bad off at the guard position. There's Jack, the beleaguered Jack McKinney, fine coach who has had some well-documented problems here. Lost a slew of players, has an owner who's trying to sell the team. An unresponsive Shaney continues to do it.
43-36, the Pacers push their lead back to 7 again.
Yeah, unresponsive fans, really. Pretty good house here tonight,
yeah,
but that has not
8,
been the case. Although they, in fairness, they haven't had, the team hasn't given them much to cheer about, or management, really, in terms of decimating this club.
And if they played the Celtics every time, they'd play like crazy. Parish.
Well, Robert wound his way through the sea of white shirts. Finally got the shot off.
In and out. Parish cannot control the rebound. Buckner gets it, and Shaney is going to be called for the foul. Second Indiana team foul.
Tell you what, those white shirts are swarming defensively and off those boards. There you see Branson keeping it alive. Shaney just not quite quick enough to get in there and give Buckner anything but a foul.
6:23 to go in the first quarter. It's the Pacers leading the Celtics by 7.
Clear for 140, clear.
What'd you say?
Clear for 140.
Clear for 140.
Raymond.
Hey, Ray.
Someone said they're going on to Atlanta now. They're not going home after the game Saturday night.
I don't see how they could anyway.
Could what?
Go home.
15. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike.
Well, there you see your score. Gil Santos and Bob Cousy here at Indianapolis. The Celtics out rebounding the Pacers 22-16, but the Pacers are shooting 57% from the floor. Celtics 44%. That's the difference right now. And the Celtics have turned the ball over 8 times. Indiana only 4 times. Parish on the turnaround. Tipped up by Wedman and into the hands of George Johnson. Well, Indiana leads by 7. They could go ahead by 9 here. Duran does it. Pacers by 9. Now they're pressuring the ball and let up a little bit as Buckner pushes it back for Boston. Buckner from deep in the corner misses the shot, and the Celtics are taking the first opportunity to shoot.
The one-pass offense, not only that, but they're ignoring the double up inside.
Yep.
Parish did the same thing again that time. He drew the double, and he went for the fall-away jumper with the double on him instead of hitting back out and letting him swing the ball and finding the free man. Normally, it takes 2 passes to do this and find the free man on the weak side. Here's Max back into the game.
He replaces Robert Parish. That'll put Kevin McHale at center. So the Celtics have 5 of Buckner, Ainge, McHale, Maxwell, and Wedman on the floor. Indiana has A 5 on the floor of Carter, Duren, Branson, along with Shaney and George Johnson.
Branson, a 64% shooter from the line. Not too good, but he swishes those two without any problem.
Indiana leads by 11 points. They have run 8 unanswered points on the Celtics now. It had been 39-36. It's 8 in a row for the Pacers. Maxwell gets fouled by Shaney. That's the third Indiana team foul.
Second on Shaney. Celtics have had that problem all season long, really, in terms of, not being quite patient enough from time to time on the offense. They know they're going to pick up that double inside, so...
Carter by Carter. Wedman from 16, 17 feet breaks the Indiana 8-point run. 47-38.
If you've had a shot blocked, it normally means, especially by your own man, that you shouldn't have taken it. It's a little different when the big guy gets in there on your penetration. If he's quick enough, he's going to get to a few. But by your own man, especially on a jumper, generally means that you should have been a little more patient.
Clark Kellogg back in for Indiana, and he replaces who went out? Shaney. All right, the Celtics down by 9 points. Max sweeping in, and Kellogg tipped in by McHale. Good follow by Kevin McHale.
McHale's man left him to go help out, and that's all Kevin needs is a little alley to the basket. He's normally going to get a hand on it and do something positive with it.
Johnson, who's had a pretty good shooting night so far. Carter misses the bank shot. Wedman gets the rebound. It's lost, however, and slammed in by Clark Kellogg.
Again, give Indiana credit.
Good ball
swarming defense. Yeah, see, when you get the rebound off the board, you anticipate the defense is trying to get back, especially when you're a fast-breaking team. You don't expect pressure. That time they hung in tough after Wedman had it, and they caught him by surprise, took it away from him.
Foul called on John Duren. That is the 4th Indiana team foul. 4:06 to go in the first half. Indiana leading it by 9 points. Celtics in this quarter have scored just 14 points in the first 8 minutes. Maxwell with a nice move is fouled by Clark Kellogg. No, Butch Carter.
Did they get Kellogg or Carter? Yeah, watch now. Max takes him into the middle and spins away from Kellogg's pressure. Carter drops down to try to help out. He picks up the foul.
Marty Burns in for Indiana. George Johnson goes out. Max shooting 2. Cedric, second best foul shooter on the club at 81%. Just behind Bird, who's at 83.
First point by Max tonight.
Billy Knight is in, and he replaces Butch Carter. That'll mean Indiana has Duren and Knight at the guards with a front court, a small front court, I might add, of Kellogg, along with Branson and Burns. Both Kellogg and Burns at about 6'7". The Celtics have an advantage at the forward positions right now in size.
Well, except when you work at it the way Indiana is, you play big. Size,
nice block by McHale.
Yes, good job. Size becomes irrelevant.
Kevin had 162 blocks coming into the ball game. Has blocked himself by Brad Branson. Tell you what, this kid is bad. Kellogg dishing it off to Knight, but a foul is called on Danny Ainge, and Ainge will come out replaced by M.L. Carr.
Kellogg is upset. He held it a little too long because he had Knight completely stripped and free under the basket. He wanted to drop it down and get the easy 2. Still go to the line. Both teams are over the limit, so he'll have to pick up the 2 from the free throw line.
Kellogg is 73% foul shooter. Knocks the first one down. 50-42. Pacers by 8 points. They took the lead late in the first quarter and have held it since then.
A lot of people think this kid is going to get strong consideration for Rookie of the Year, along with Cummings from San Diego and a few other good ones around.
ML loses the ball out of bounds. Couldn't find the handle on it, so Billy Knight will put it in play for the Pacers.
ML tried to pass to the coach. I'm sure the coach isn't happy with that one. Took his eye off the ball. You've got to watch the ball, guide it into your hands.
Billy Knight hits the turnaround over Carr. He is fouled, and he'll be at the line to shoot 1. And Indiana leads by 11. Pacers are playing very well here in the first half. 3:10 to go. Knight shooting one, looking for a three-point play. One more shot for Billy Knight. Does not make it a three-point play, and McHale gets the rebound. So the Celtics are down by 11. We have 3 minutes to play in the first half. ML. Now Buckner. Low to Maxwell. Spins in nicely. Does not get the two. Off the Celtics.
Celtics are creating the good shots.
Well, they are.
Just not getting down. You know, Robert Parish has had a slew of those inside there that should have gone in, but just didn't quite do it.
2:51 to go in the first half. It's the Pacers leading the Celtics by 11.
Clear for 130 out of 3 copies. Stop and shop. Gil?
What are you trying to say, Donald?
Yeah, a guy walks into a bar with a gorilla, walks up to the bar, orders a drink. While the bartender's making him the drink, he beats the gorilla as hard as he can, and the gorilla blows him. Bartender comes over with the drink and says, "Hey, can I try that?" The guy says, "Sure." He says, "But don't hit me as hard as you get the gorilla."
That's terrible. That's terrible.
1 minute.
Boo hiss. Whoa, here she comes.
You got copy C down there?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for a strong one out here. Wait a minute. All right, I found mine. Yep.
That's the one.
That's Kuz's. The guy with a maroon sweater.
The Crazy Horse Food and Drink Emporium in Castleton Plaza invites you to drop in after the game for their busted tea.
Be sure to vote for the Stop and Shop Celtic Player of the Game at any participating Stop and Shop. No purchase necessary. If your ballot is drawn to the televised game, you win a $25 Stop and Shop gift certificate. And if it correctly names the Celtic Player of the Game, you win a $100 Stop and Shop gift certificate instead. 2:51 to go in the quarter. Celtics have Maxwell, Wedman, Carr, Buckner, and McHale on the floor. Indiana has Knight, Sichting, Branson, Burns, and Kellogg on the floor, and the Pacers are leading by their game high right now of 11 points.
Celts still out rebounding the Pacers, 26-21, but only shooting 40% from the field, and that's what's made the difference.
Trying to get a pushing off foul on ML Carr, and that'll send Billy Knight to the line to shoot 2 for the Pacers. Indiana, by the way, is shooting at 57.5% in this game.
Only 5
too
turnovers,
shabby.
too. That's helped them. Celtics have picked up 9.
Not many of Indiana's shots, Coos, have been inside. They've been hitting very, very consistently from outside.
Gotten a little bit of everything, really, but they don't have the inside threats, the guys who can play with their back to the basket that the Celtics have in Max and Parish and, of course, McHale. So you're right. They have had to do it facing the basket, and few fast breaks. They've done a good job with it.
Indiana's biggest lead right now, 13 points, 55-42. Carr takes Knight inside, is blocked by Branson, but a foul is called on Brad Branson. Tell you what, this kid Branson's done a pretty good job in this game.
No, I agree. Unless this kid goes to sleep when the Green leaves town, I'll tell you, he's working at it. And, you know, they're a good choice of hands to go up with that time to try to avoid body contact. He wasn't able to do it, but he used the right hand to get up as high as he could and try to get a hand on ML shot. Now, this kid's impressive.
One more for ML Carr. Celtics cut the Indiana lead to 11 points with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. This is pretty much the way the game played the last time we were in here, Coos. Pretty fancy by Knight, but it wouldn't drop. Maxwell the rebound.
Billy got a little too fancy that time. Should have dropped it down to, I think, Branson had the position.
Going to get an offensive foul on the Celtics. Loose ball foul is called on Kevin McHale.
The loose ball foul on Kevin McHale.
Celts slowly building a hole for themselves in the foul department and allowing Indiana to exploit the penalty that they've been shooting for the last 3 or 4 minutes here.
Bird and Parish going back in for the Celtics, and they replace Wedman and McHale.
I'm sure Bill Fitch would like to cut that 11 points down to 5 or 6 at halftime.
Yes, sir.
Because so far the game has not been going well for the Celts, not only in terms of shooting, but tempo and the breaks are going Indiana's way. Yeah, they played
out well.
Played a fine first quarter. And, you know, they're still kind of working at it. They're creating the shots they want. They're going inside effectively. They're just not putting it down.
Clark Kellogg knocks in a couple, and it's Indiana by 13 points, 57-44. 2 minutes to play, first half. Pacers effectively out-hustling the Celtics in this one. Parish is called for traveling. The Celtics continue to make mistakes and turnovers.
Well, you know, we've seen that so often this year, just that little lack of attention and concentration, turnovers, walking violations, stupid fouls, you know. It's an accumulation of all the little things that kind of add up to big things after a point.
Nice job. Oh. Brad Branson. Alley-oop to Clark Kellogg.
Boy, they like that play here in Indiana.
ML Card tries a reverse layup and doesn't get it. Branson gets the rebound. Indiana's ahead by 15 points. Sichting in low to Branson. Blocked by Parish. Ball almost went in on Parish's block. Gets it ahead to Bird. And is fouled by Willie Knight.
Well,
Bird will shoot 2.
Could have been a dangerous one. Bird trying to avoid the Knight contact. Not an intentional foul on Knight's part, but Larry gets his right leg caught on Billy's hip and could have hurt himself on that one.
Well, Larry's at the line to shoot 2 for the Celtics, who are now trailing by 15 points with 1:20 to go here in the first half. The Celtics have scored just 18 points in this quarter. They're really having a rough time. All right, Bird gets 1 out of the 2. 59-45, 14-point Indiana lead with 1:17 to go in the quarter. Knight. Now Kellogg with Maxwell on him. Marty Burns. Off the backboard pass doesn't work. Celtics are 3-on-2. The dish off to Parish. Doesn't gets 2. 59-47.
I don't know what Burns was trying to do with that ball. I don't think he knew. He looked like he was trying to set up an alley-oop pass that no one
Tell you
got
what, this kid goes to the basket pretty good for a big man, dude.
He made a believer out of me.
Sirree. Brad Branson with 2 more for Indiana. Bird dishing off to Parish, who can't find the handle on it. ML comes up with the ball with 34 seconds to go in the half. ML trying to post up Sichting and misses the shot. Parish the rebound. He's back with a shot for 2. 20 seconds to go in the half. Indiana by 12 as the Celtics have cut down a 15-point lead by 3. But Kuz mentioned a moment ago they'd like to get it down to 5 or 6. At that point, Indiana ran off a couple of more hoops.
That's not going to happen.
Sichting loses the ball, and it goes off the hands of Larry Bird with 4 seconds to play in the first half. Right now, Indiana leads by 12, and it's a lead they have richly deserved. Look at that. Beautiful job. Clark Kellogg. Inbounds pass to Brad Branson. Kellogg to Branson for 2 as time runs out in the first half, and the Pacers are smoking the Celtics right now.
I'll tell you what, are we playing L.A. today or Indiana?
Indiana, look at this. Look at that by Branson. The great pass by Kellogg and the lay-in. And so at halftime, it's Indiana 63, the Celtics 49.
Pleased to present for your halftime enjoyment 3 special events. The $1,000 blocks bucket bonanza. The Greencastle varsity cheerleaders.
Hey, Gil.
Yo.
And the Olympic mini ball players. First of all.
Okay.
Tell you what, they're not going to do it tonight.
No, they're not.
But